You're watching Viscous Wine.
Drugs. I didn't mean the drugs that you use when you are sick. I meant the drugs which you use to feel high. Drugs like stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens, dissociatives, opioids, inhalants, cannabis. Alcohol, nicotine, or even caffeine is a drug that comes under depressants. They help to give us a sensation of relaxation. We often feel free to talk and it helps as a conversation starter. We often make friends during smoking or drinking sessions rather than while eating. Even though they give us relaxation, they comes with a hell lot of health problems. But I don't want to talk about it. I think everybody knows it even though they drink or smoke. Alcohol in short bursts would be ideal for you, but if consumed in higher volume, you would experience blackout. Have you ever experienced drinking so much that you can remember anything that happened last day? Blackout happens during drinking too much alcohol, way over your limit. This temporary amnesia would cut off the ability to recall anything happened beyond a particular time. It is advised to be with someone if you think you often black out, because you would be out of your mind. You can selflessly do anything that can cause trouble. Also, we can't predict anything because no one wasn't able to recall what happened during a blackout. We often ask people around us to know what all we did yesterday and connect everything as a puzzle. It's quite interesting to find out what all we did during blackout. Let's talk about hallucinogens. Hallucinogens are a class of drugs that cause profound distortions in a person's perception of reality, otherwise known as hallucinations. While under the influence of hallucinogens, users might see images, hear sounds, or feel sensations that seems to be real but aren't. Almost all hallucinogens contain nitrogen and are classified as alkaloids. Many hallucinogens have chemical structures similar to those of natural neurotransmitters. Common examples are LSD, DMT, ayahuasca, etc. Ingesting hallucinogenic drugs in short bursts can cause users to see images, hear sound, and feel sensations that seem real but do not exist. Their effects typically begin within 20 to 90 minutes of ingestion and can last as long as 12 hours. Experiences are often unpredictable and may vary with amount ingested and user's personality, mood, expectation, and surrounding. Effects of hallucinogens like LSD can be described as drug-induced psychosis, which means distortion or disorganization of a person's capacity to recognize reality or communicate with others. Users refers to LSD and other hallucinogenic experiences as trips, and to acute adverse or unpleasant experiences as bad trips. On some trips, users experience sensations that are enjoyable and mentally stimulating, and that produce a sensation of high-end understanding. Bad trips, however, include terrifying thoughts and nightmare feelings of anxiety, despair that include fear of losing control, insanity, or death. Let's talk about the most common drug, cannabis. Marijuana, weed, pot, dope, grass. They are different names of the same drug that comes under cannabis. You smoke it, vape it, drink it, or eat it. Most folks use marijuana for pleasure and recreation, but a growing number of doctors prescribe it for specific medical conditions and symptoms. Marijuana has mind-altering compounds that affect both body and brain. It can be addictive, harmful to some person's health. Drugs interfere with the way neurons send, receive, and process signals via neurotransmitters. Some drugs such as marijuana and heroin can activate neurons because their chemical structures mimic that of natural neurotransmitters in the body. This allows the drugs to attach one to and activate neurons. Although these drugs mimic the brain's own chemicals, they don't activate neurons the same way as natural neurotransmitters, and they lead to abnormal messages being sent through the network. Coming to the normal examples, if you are sitting somewhere, you would feel like your body is attached and you are unable to move your parts. If you think about something, you would go deep into the thoughts, and afterwards you can recreate these thoughts. You often feel like you can think better while smoking weed. You would get a profound ability to think. Actually, you are overclocking your brain to a certain limit or certain time. Everything feels more colorful. If you eat at this time, you would feel like the food tastes better, and you would sometimes feel like you are away from all the mysteries of your life. It is often advised not to think of negative thoughts. If you get into bad trips, then it will be too frightening for you. Most commonly, you would think where you are in the timeline of your life, what you have achieved till now, and what you missed in your life. All sorts of your life or your lost loved ones comes and becomes a slideshow, and you'll see them sliding in your head. This can cause you to go into a deep pit of misery and can make you violent or even induce thoughts of suicide. This video is purely for educational purposes. We do not promote the use of drug by any means. Anyway, thank you for your time. See you in the next one.